This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now here are your hosts, Ray DeLesio and Kenny Bergamy.
Yes, you heard it correctly. Another 30 minutes with us talking about Georgia's #1 industry.
And keeping with tradition, over 5 decades, by the way, we've got another great show for you. Coming up, sun, fun, and peanuts. From ownership of crop data to food security risk, find out how peanut growers from Georgia and neighboring states collaborated to tackle the industry challenges at the annual Southern Peanut Growers Conference. Also on the show, from battling Mother Nature to mastering the art of irrigation. This South Georgia turfgrass operation has transformed the metro Atlanta landscape for over 2 decades.
Plus, you're going to hear from Harlan Provo, the Inspector General and Director of the Law Enforcement and Emergency Management Division at the Georgia Department of Agriculture. The vital role his division plays in protecting Georgia's ag industry. These stories and so much more right now on the Farm Monitor. So recently, peanut growers from Georgia, Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi gathered at the Sandestin Golf and Beach Resort for the annual Southern Peanut Growers Conference. Needless to say, it was quite the gathering. Damon Jones was there and reports on the challenges growers face at both the state and national levels as they gear up for the upcoming harvest season.
While Sandestin might be a spot for those looking for a little fun in the sun, it recently played host to a conference highlighting one of Georgia's staple crops, the peanut. Here at the Southern Peanut Growers Conference, producers got an opportunity to hear from experts, share ideas with fellow growers, and get a fresh perspective about the industry.
We're bringing in a wider array of speakers. We're trying to reach out into other areas that sometimes we're not thinking about. We have our county production meetings, and we have a state production meeting in Georgia every year, and that gets you the basic knowledge on the production and all that. But sometimes we need to think outside the box, and this is an opportunity to do it.
That's exactly what longtime Congressman Austin Scott encouraged the growers to do as he discussed an overlooked aspect when it comes to negotiating the new farm bill in Washington.
Who owns the data on the crops that come off your farm? Some of the tractor companies want to own it, the seed companies want to own it. Ultimately, I believe it should belong to the farmer. Now, if the farmer decides that they want to contract that data out, that's an asset of the farmer and they've got the right to do that. But we have to be having an honest discussion about who owns the data on the production on our farm, and that I hope will be referenced in the Farm Bill.
However, that isn't the only issue being talked about in the nation's capital, as farmers are being put at more risk than ever due to a drop in spending on our nation's food security.
We only spend about 1/4% of our total federal spending on the risk management practices for our farmers, and so as a country, that's a very small amount. It puts a tremendous amount of risk on the backs of the family farm. If reference prices and other things don't move to give those farm families more of a backstop if commodity prices fall, we stand the risk of vast bankruptcies throughout rural America, and that's something that would be devastating for our country and our food supply.
With that smaller safety net and the ever-increasing price of production, opening up new and untapped markets has become a priority for the University of Georgia and their peanut research team.
One way that we can do that is by increasing oil content of the peanuts as a potential oil market for peanut growers to participate in. The overall goal is to develop a dedicated high oil peanut cultivar that will make a potential grower just as much money on the oil market as they would make on those same acres in the edible peanut market.
With those acres potentially going towards the high oleic varieties, that could improve the grower's bottom line on 2 different fronts.
We want to try to improve really 2 markets at the same time. So improve the prices they're getting on their edible peanuts, and then hopefully also get some additional revenue from their oil, high oil peanuts. Profitability is always number one. Diversity is also a really important component of sustainability. And so we're trying to address both those things with our efforts.
Reporting from the 2023 Southern Peanut Growers Conference in Destin, Florida, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
Well, considering it accounts for nearly $15 billion annually towards the state's economy, the turfgrass industry here in Georgia is one of the biggest in the country, as more than 1.8 million acres contributes to lawns, golf courses, and other landscapes. Our John Holcomb reports from Wilcox County on one operation that's been cutting quality sod for more than 20 years.
Here in South Georgia, this turfgrass operation is hard at work, harvesting some fresh sod that will most likely make its way to Atlanta and transform someone's yard. This, of course, is nothing new for them, as it's something they've been doing for more than 2 decades since getting their start in the industry.
The majority of what we grow goes to the metro Atlanta area. So if Atlanta sneezes, I guess we catch a cold. So we keep up with what is happening in the Atlanta market. A lot of great customers, but it's taken us about 23 years to pare down and get the great group of customers that we have right now. We've got some regular customers and then others that just call in, maybe homeowners or contractors that are interested in our products and our Bermudas and our Zoysias.
Over the years, they've worked hard to expand their customer base and to expand their operation by adding new production acres, crew members, equipment, and new varieties of grass.
We've grown from starting out with one small field of 25 acres and one pivot and kind of added on each year, tried to add a pivot, 25, 30 acres. We started with a small crew with a manual sod harvester. Now we have 2 automated sod harvesters, a much larger crew. Trucking has improved greatly. We have a nice fleet of trucks that haul our sod regularly.
Well, of course, we've grown our acreage, and then we've gone through and got a lot of customers that we've added, trying to get a good fit. We have to work well with our customers, and they have to work well with us, and we have to know what their business is. And so we feel like we've been successful there, and that has taken a good 23 years to do.
However, a growing operation also means more opportunity for challenges, like with the cost of inputs such as fuel and fertilizer. But they say the main challenge is Mother Nature, as this spring was unusually cold and caused their grass to nearly stop growing.
This past year, we had a good growing season. As winter came in, everything was good. Started warming up early, our grass started growing, and then it got cool in March and April, and even into May. Really cooled off for us, and so it almost kind of put a halt to our growing, trying to grow our sod back to where we could harvest it.
According to Chris, there's one more challenge, and that's their water, as they can't grow grass without it, which is why they rely heavily on irrigation systems and say they couldn't operate without them.
The things we can't control really are the water and temperature, and both of those are important for growing grasses, particularly our warm season grasses. And then if we didn't have these irrigation systems and a good water source, we have groundwater and surface water that we are able to draw from, but we couldn't do what we do without this irrigation. Anytime we do add new acreage, it's a must. You got to have a way to put water on it.
Reporting in Abbeville for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
After the break, from ensuring food safety to investigating animal cruelty, labor trafficking, and even agro-terrorism, Harlan Proveaux and his team are on a mission to protect Georgia's ag industry.
Lamar Black from Jenkins County, and I'm a second-generation farmer. Been farming for 62 years, and we primarily grow cotton, corn, and peanuts. All of it's grown conservation tillage with heavy cover crop. Well, farming is, to me, a way of life. It is, but it's a very good life, but it also a business. You got to treat it as a business and not just as a way of life, but to be out here every day planting, watching things grow, and then hopefully have a good harvest, that is a very good feeling. Well, first off, about growing peanuts, I like to eat them, particularly in the boiling stage. But they're a crop that is challenging to grow because of the many diseases that can get on them, or the weed control, but they're a forgiving crop. I have had peanuts in a dryland situation I would think they would never make anything because it had been so dry. And you can get a good rain, enough to wet the soil well, 2 to 3 inches of rain, and peanuts will rebound, make a yield you just can't imagine. Well, the advice I would have for a young farmer that was starting out, was to realize up front, you're gonna have some long hours. Sometimes, fortunately not every day, but you're gonna have some long hours to put in. It's very expensive to farm. Even to buy land is very expensive now, and to grow a crop has become more expensive than it's ever been. But the reward is great when you can come in late fall or early fall when you harvest a crop, and you find out that you've got a good crop, and you're going to be in the black on the profitable side of peanuts. Probably wondering why I've been doing it for 62 years, but I enjoy it. I like what I do. I like to see, I'm out in Mother Nature every day, and I like that. It's just rewarding to put a little small seed in the ground and watch it grow to maturity and produce many times the seed that you planted will reproduce many times, and it's just all rewarding and just so close to nature.
In case you missed it, the Georgia Department of Agriculture is now officially a law enforcement agency once again. Back in June, Commissioner Tyler Harper made the announcement appointing Harlan Provo as the new Inspector General and Director of the Law Enforcement and Emergency Management Division. Commissioner Harper praising Provo's extensive experience in both law enforcement and emergency management, while also expressing full support and confidence in rebuilding this crucial division within the department. Now, recently, I had a chance to chat with Director Provo about his new role, its significance for Georgia agriculture, and how it will directly impact our hardworking farmers and producers.
I have to be honest, I don't think a lot of people were familiar with the law enforcement division of the Georgia Department of Agriculture. It's really new to a lot of people. So let's start with your position. What are going to be some of your main responsibilities?
Sure. So, you got to understand that agriculture is Georgia's #1 industry. And I'm responsible for assessing the personnel and local and state federal agencies to ensure food safety, investigate those cases involving animal cruelty and drugs and labor trafficking and agroterrorism, and investigation of deceptive trade practices that people may be committing against our farmers or agriculture industry in Georgia.
And I think that's the big question too, Harlan, because a lot of people are like, well, how is this going to be different from, say, Georgia DNR or some of those other, natural resource law enforcement divisions? So this is really focusing on, the ag sector, the hardcore ag sector of Georgia.
Absolutely. When we talk about labor trafficking, migrant workers that come to Georgia that may be trafficked. You know, we hear a lot about human trafficking, and labor trafficking is a part of human trafficking. And agriculture industry is huge with that labor trafficking. We want to ensure that doesn't take place in Georgia.
Let's not forget there's another factor that has really played into Georgia ag probably the past 8 years or so, and that's natural disasters, Harlan.
Sure.
I don't know, just early looking, early glance at the things that you guys have on your plate. How involved are you going to be in the emergency management plan for things like that, for hurricanes and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. And the emergency management side of the house is within my division as well. And we're working already on day one to enhance our response capabilities so we can respond more rapidly and effectively to not only natural disasters, but animal disease. Georgia has a tremendous poultry industry, and the avian influenza is always a threat. So we're putting procedures in place now to ensure that we have a rapid and efficient response capability if either one of those affects Georgia, whether it be natural disaster or an animal disease. And one of the things that we're doing is developing and formalizing our response plans and making sure that they're up to date and that we have the capabilities to respond efficiently.
Yeah, and last but not least, the biggest advice, request, words of encouragement or wisdom you would have for Georgia farmers, would it be patient, we will be there for you. Give us time to get this thing together. Would that be the biggest message that you have to Georgia's farmers?
Yeah, and I think one of our responsibilities, and we've already talked about this in-house, and Commissioner Harper's very aggressive with making sure that we keep our farmers not only in the loop with communications when these type of events take place, but we want to educate them. We want to educate them on our response plans. We want to involve them and also let them know what our capabilities are and how we can assist them during these times, whether that be with financial plans through the federal government of getting reimbursements in these federally disasters, whatever that may be, technical assistance, response with companion animal shelters, whatever the response may be. We want to make sure that the farmers know what our capabilities are, and we keep them in the loop with communications during these times.
Director Provo, thanks so much. Up next, are you a farmer struggling to manage water usage on your crops? Look no further than the UGA Water Efficiency Team.
At the University of Georgia's College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, our researchers are engineering a better future. The research being done by CAES is fundamental to the land-grant university mission. Education for everyone, the advancement of transformational science, and expert extension outreach to ensure that communities all across the U.S. have access to research-based information. Our research doesn't stop at state lines. CAES has scientists and partnerships around the world. Our work in Georgia and abroad makes us a leader on the global stage. CAES is home to world-renowned scientists who are advancing the fields that help feed, fuel, and heal the world. Our researchers are experts in everything from urban agriculture to regenerative bioscience, traumatic brain injuries to microbiomes, poultry science to plant genetics, sustainability and conservation, and beyond. CAES's diverse portfolio of research is vital to Georgia's economy and keeps the state's agricultural industry on the leading edge of innovation. UGA Extension agents work to share university research across all 159 Georgia counties, ensuring that residents have access to science-based strategies and resources that make their lives better. And CAES researchers draw from their multidisciplinary backgrounds to provide the next generation of farmers and the agricultural industry with a high-quality, hands-on education. In every place CAES has a presence, we seek to ensure the future of agriculture and the environment, knowing that the health of our agricultural and environmental systems equates to the health of our lives, our communities, and the world. See how we are leading the way to grow a better tomorrow.
Well, finally this week, with input prices up across the board, it's vital that farmers maximize their efficiency in the field in order to turn a profit. As Damon Jones reports, this is where the UGA Water Efficiency Team comes into play.
No matter if it's corn, cotton, or peanuts, the one thing each of these Georgia staples need is sufficient water during growing season. And with rainfall being so unpredictable during the summer, farmers must rely on irrigation to fill in the gaps. However, the amount can sometimes be tricky, which is why having the UGA Water Efficiency Team to lean on can provide a little peace of mind.
So we're trying to hit that sweet spot, putting in irrigation, soil moisture sensors, helping farmers with different types of irrigation water management tools, such as the smart irrigation apps. We're working with them on some of the different models and that kind of thing that we have.
Getting that information comes from numerous tests done on a variety of different soils.
There are some pivots in southwest Georgia that we're working with where we have in the neighborhood of 15, 20 different individual plots under one pivot with multiple sensors, where we have 2 to 3 reps for each treatment under one pivot, where we're able to define that spot where we get the highest yield for the least amount of water applied.
It's not just research this team specializes in, but also the implementation, as they provide expertise in the field, as well as a pathway for growers to try out this new technology.
There's new technology coming out every year that we are trying to help the farmers and help them install and learn this new technology. That's part of what the Ag Water team is trying to do. We're going out and putting these practices on the farm with the farmers at little to no cost for them to be able to try this new technology and see how it works on their farm and get to experience that without much investment.
And this couldn't come at a better time as budgets are being tightened due to the ever-increasing price of production.
With input costs being as high as they are, and even diesel prices being like they are, it's very important to be able to apply water only when it's needed. And that is also conserving pumping costs and conserving our state water resources. So yes, we can definitely have impact with this throughout their farm if they apply this technology. And it varies for the input cost. You pretty much get what you pay for when you use this technology.
Even as some farmers aren't quite ready to implement this new technology, they are still encouraged to have a plan for their water use heading into the planting season.
From the lowest input to such as a checkbook method, all the way up to some of our sensors, which are $2,500 per location within the field. Just pick some type of irrigation water management strategy and go with it.
Reporting from Burke County, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
Well, Damon, thanks so much, and thank you for making this show possible.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor. Stay safe and have a great week.